convert solid fields to hatches, and then can click OK. And you can see, yeah, it has imported this as a tiny block from the PDF that we have imported. So the PDF that you import is definitely not to the scale. So PDF import is like you can't use PDF import. You need to specify scale factor. So I'll have to increase scale and select base point. And then let's say like 30 to see like to the real time how the model has been imported from the AutoCAD. So this is from the PDF file. And then if you have a proper PDF drawing and you don't have to recreate your drawings time and again, either you can externally refer them or include them as a PDF object. And then once you import, you can explode them to lines and arcs and then attribute to common groups and circles. So a PDF import lets you import a PDF file and then to current drawing as objects, and then you can control the view settings and the group settings of those objects. So,
can you?
Yeah, do you have any question?
Yeah, I do have some. Like, there are a couple of questions.
Yeah.
How do we extrapolate the external drawings over the new drawings created in AutoCAD?
Can we make automatic corrections?
The question is there in the chat box. It's like, how do we
make correction in the drawings? Okay, can we make automatic correction in the external files by integrating the files? I don't understand the automatic correction. So, like for example, automatic and like any corrections in the drawing that you make is driven by the design or the layout changes. So, for example, if you want to make changes to your parent file, you might have to unlock the design changes in the file. You will have to let's say like this file is unlocked for design changes when you link it, and then when you are in that, what you can do is you can select reference and then edit reference. It will let you to refer like make changes to the drawing that you have connected, and you can edit the reference in place. And then if you click let's say like if you click refresh, it is going to refresh the drawing for you. Or what you can do is click refresh icon, reload all the references, and it will reload all the references for you. If you like, the main purpose of using reference drawing is to act as like the term says, it's a reference. It is not a part, like it is not the parent view. It is like it's the parent model that you are linking to your host model. And what happens is you use that to define objects or define layouts or group objects or group attributes in your particular enclosed space. To define it conceptually, for example, here we have like we have the layout, and I'm adding components such as table, desk, to add more components to my general office workspace. So if I think conceptually, I cannot change the way the room is oriented in my X reference file. It is like a reference for me to know where to place my components in the model space. I cannot change the floor layout. In case if it is driven by design and the designer decides to change the layout of the floor, he will make those changes in the parent file, which is the design to drawing file. And then once we make changes to the layout, it will be reflected in my reference file. And then I will reload it and adjust my components accordingly to the with reference to the change in layout of those rooms. So you can make corrections to the design model parent file. Like I don't understand what you mean automatically. I get it. If you want to make it edit in place, you can edit in place if you have unlocked your parent model. If you have not, you have to unlock your model, and then like if I say okay 9x refs and then go to model and then click let's say like here reference, edit reference. If you click edit reference, select object, if you click OK, it says okay, the file lock has already existed on the drawing. So you will have to unlock the lock on the previous view before you could automatically edit the reference and click reload or refresh in the view settings. Yeah, was there other questions?
No questions, Girish. That's it.
Okay, yeah. So we can go back to the external reference. Yeah. So we also learned about PDF import. So PDF import is nothing but if you have a proper design drawing and then you want to import the contents of the drawing without having to redraw the same layouts, you will have to import the PDF object and then scale it to the current view to modify them as a group of objects or settings. And then Autodesk also lets you create a field. Field is nothing but it lets you insert a string of text that can be updated automatically as the field value changes. So for example, if you're like if you're using field and you can use to insert values to field and update field command so that like it automatically updates when the field value changes. It is nothing but to like increasing, like it is similar to having Excel columns when, for example, if you define a relation between two objects, two numbers, and take average of two numbers, and then you probably go back to Excel to update the field values. What you see is that the average value will automatically change based on the updated numbers. So Autodesk also offers you that feature because it lets you insert a string of text that will be automatically updated based on the field value changes. And then it is similar to one of the parametric feature that it lets you to change values and update the field values as the settings view changes go on with your workspace. Similarly, you can link data. So like we said, you can link data or table from the Excel or the CSV file. So you can import data to be inserted in your Autodesk file as a table that you could link it from an Excel file or a CSV file. Also, you can also link the entire spreadsheet and then group the objects and attributes that you want to display in your workspace by defining the cell range in Excel. So, if you think about the reference parameter or external references that is offered in AutoCAD, you can link an additional CAD file and you can click adjust the boundaries to refer to your modeling space, or you can import a PDF file to manage the objects or group the objects and to explode and then set to scale view so that you don't have to recreate certain drawings, or you can use updated field parameters to automatically update based on redefined values in your drawings, or you can use instead of updating the fields, you can link it from a direct Excel file and then you can link the entire spreadsheet by defining certain cell range in Excel. So these are all some of the important or most common external references file offered to you by AutoCAD. And these are like very preliminary references offered in AutoCAD. So if you think of different CAD tools offered in Autodesk, you can see that the references have developed way over time and has been already integrated in the software, which we will discuss shortly while we are comparing AutoCAD with a 3D CAD tool. and then see how Autodesk has evolved itself in linking these parameters. So now the next topic for discussion today is to we discuss the view settings, the group tab, blocks definition, and external references to minimize the recreation of drawing content in our model space. Now, what we are going to do is look at some of the new features offered in AutoCAD 2019 version. So AutoCAD by itself, it's one of the preliminary drafting tool that evolved, and it is like as old as like in originated in the year 1982, if I'm not wrong. So this is certain like it has been there for roughly around like 30 years now, more than 30 years, and then it has evolved itself from the version it was created. So AutoCAD was created with the purpose to avoid drawing on the paper space and to recreate, minimize the paper drawing and the revision efforts. So before AutoCAD, if you make a mistake in the drawing, you will have to erase it, redraw, or probably like produce a clean drawing all over again. That took so much human efforts. But with invention of AutoCAD, you could minimize so much human effort to the revisions were made easier. You can have multiple revisions of same drawing time and again, and it was all stored within a computer. You don't have to redraw, recreate, or do anything as it was in a paper drawing. But AutoCAD itself has evolved, starting from a paper drawing to let's say like to add hatches, to provide text location, and to link it or incorporate it with external reference files, or to link data to AutoCAD, let's say like Excel files, or to let's say like to link to a cloud-based feature such as AutoCAD 360 that provides you a platform to use AutoCAD in a mobile or a tablet, as convenient as using AutoCAD in a mobile or a tablet, as you said, and use design drawings. So this is the way AutoCAD has evolved itself over the time, and now we are going to compare some of the new design revisions that has been brought to AutoCAD as a part of its innovation feature. So if you go to Collaborate tab, you can see that there are two parameters. Either they are shared views, it creates and opens the shared views palette, and then you can create drawing compare. So let's see what does drawing compare mean. Let's close the external references and then open the very first basic drawing that we created. Okay, so now we have two drawings in this open in our toolbar, and then we are going to compare the detailed drawing with our preliminary drawing that we created. So if you do drawing compare and then select, okay, my first drawing, click open, and if you click compare, you can see that AutoCAD does a design review or comparison to see what has changed from one model to another. So if you see that, okay, so I think this is some of your screen annotation. This red circle is not from AutoCAD. So if you turn off the element common to both, you can see the green icon or from the first model. And if you turn on the second, the red icon is from the second model. And then if you see common to both, like the common to both is the difference. And then you have revision cloud. You can see that whatever has changed from the first file to second file, AutoCAD has added by itself these revision clouds to make sure that there are references, decisions be made in the drawing view. So why are these revision clouds important? So for example, if you're working on a project and you make weekly progress on the same project, so every, like for example, if you produce construction drawing in the week 0, and then if you produce construction drawing in the week 1, the person who is on the field needs to know what has revised, what is revised, or what is the revision being made in the first week drawing and the second week drawing. So if he looks at the comparison drawings, he can see, okay, so although these lines make no sense, so if you say that, okay, this is a particular model element that has been added to your second week model, so he will know, yeah, this model has been added to the west of my project space, and I need to create space for it. And you can change it to polygonal, and then you can make the margin appear big. You can control the margin size, or you can control the margin size to be big, so that like if like to see as clear from, for example, if you make it small, you can see that we have two like revision clouds here, and when you like increase the margin space, you can see that this is clubbed into one revision cloud. So it marks revision on your plan views, and then you can like provide these information to someone who is executing the tasks on the field to let you compare or like make revisions to the drawings. You can say that, okay, I want to change it to rectangle. It changes the revision cloud to rectangle, or you can change it to polygonal. It changes the revisions to polygon, and you can turn on and off. So you can control like the colors. Like you can say, okay, I want this to be in blue color, and then okay, click OK. You can see, yeah, the color has been changed. You say like, I don't want this to be green, I want to be brown. Click OK. You just turn to black. So like red and green are commonly used color because they visually like appeal to you to say which is the base and which is the correct revisions that has been made with reference to the base standard file. So you can use these features to like compare the drawings and make sure that you have a design summary or design review that is being provided to you to compare revisions that are being made to your drawings. So these are this is one advantageous feature that is provided to you in AutoCAD by the 2019 version, and you can start using that to let's say like to compare the revisions being made in two different drawings, or you can let's say like if you want to see if the drawings hinder each other way, you can provide coordinates for base point and then two different drawings, and you can import to the same page and see if they have, let's say, like hindered their way in the construction of two different workspaces. So you can use collaborate tab to coordinate. Collaborate lets you coordinate between two different workspaces to compare changes or like to coordinate the design change being made over time in the same workspace. So this is the purpose of using the drawing compare. So drawing compare lets you like if you want to hatch, it lets add the hatches and see if the hatches have changed. The hatches have not changed. So if you turn off the first model, yeah, there is no hatch in the second model because the second model is the preliminary one to which we never added hatches to. So you can turn off, turn on back, and then see, yeah, the hatches have been added to it, and you can turn it off to not see them. So you can control your view settings in the drawing compare to have a better understanding of how your drawing has progressed over time. Then the other feature that you have is shared views. So shared view is nothing but it lets you import or export the drawing to your Autodesk 3D or AutoCAD, let's say like the 360, the cloud-based feature. So right now I have not set up the cloud-based feature. I have not linked it with my AutoCAD account, so I'm not able to access it. So if you access your cloud, if you link your Autodesk, see if you hover out to the top, what you can see is you have account details and the AutoCAD 360 account details on the top corner of your AutoCAD window. So once you log in, set up your A360 window to your AutoCAD drive space, you can share views. For example, I can create a view, custom view, let's say like top, and I say I go to uh, and then I say custom model views, and then I say room A, and then I can share I can save this view to shared views so that like I can present this view in a layout tab, or if someone wants to access this view from the cloud-based feature, he can access this view from a mobile or a tablet without having to open this file or accessing the information from the disk space. So you can enable to share views, highlight differences, and then like share it to the cloud to be accessed by anyone and everywhere based on the settings you choose to share with people. So these are some of the uh, latest and revisions that are offered to you by AutoCAD that lets you like innovate and make the drawing space even parametric as possible. So now let's discuss some of the express or the uh, like the ones that you need when you create a drawing. They have been created as express attributes. So when you make a drawing, you will have to explore attributes or create blocks, because the good point or good purpose in making AutoCAD drawings is to control the blocks and group properties. So these properties are defined in your uh, let's say the express tools which you can access. You don't have to look in different tabs. If you come to express tools, you have all these predefined for you. You can use arc defined text. So if I have define an arc, and then if I want to create arc aligned text to define an arch, let's say like if I have to like arc, and then if I go to express tools and say arc aligned text, I can make the text as arch 1, and then if I click OK, you can see that it has aligned the letters to the arch. You will have to reset the text styles to adjust the text height and the rotation angle, similar to how we did the modify text tab. You will have to do these things to align your text along with the arch, or you can move, copy, or rotate the objects, or you can stretch multiple objects to the current workspace that you have selected. Similarly, if you have added a drawing and if you want to add break line symbol, let's say I'm adding a break line here. I want to select endpoint. You can see that AutoCAD has automatically defined break symbol for me. This means that my view is cropped here and I don't see any of the view behind this. So this is one of the express tool that is really handy, that comes to us in helping to create break symbols to restrict the views that we want to see. And if you want to define super hatch is nothing but it uses images, blocks, external references as hatch patterns. So for example, if you have a room and then you want to use one of the images as your hatch pattern, you can use super hatch to pattern type. You can choose an image, and then let's say you can choose the image from your local test and define that as a hatch pattern, instead of using, let's say like when you use a hatch to define the hatch pattern as solid, angle, or concrete. You can choose like the super hatch just lets you do a different one and lets you uh, improvise the hatch pattern that is defined by AutoCAD. And now you have annotation attachment. So it will let you attach leader to annotation, or global attach leader to annotation, or detach leaders from annotation. So you can select model element and attach annotation to it, and it will reset the text input style, export style of the text command. And all these annotation is just an improvisation of the concepts that we covered yesterday and today, which are the text styles, dimension styles, and adding a multi-leader object. It is just that we are using it in express style. And if you want to reset the text or import a particular style from a different file or export a style to different format, you can use all these area to make sure that you can use AutoCAD to your convenience. Similarly, you have URL options. You can choose URLs, change URLs, or find and replace URL addresses with others. So now you can, like if you're using a cloud-based feature and you want to modify the references, AutoCAD lets you do all these changes just by a click of Express tools. And there are certain improvisation to AutoCAD if you want to add certain add-ins. So you have parameters such as AutoCAD auto parameter 64-bit, or if you want to add traffic signs, if you are a transportation engineer, and this particular add-in allows you to insert traffic signs, pedestrian crossings, or import images from the map of the road layout to your design. It automates the process of creating detailed sign plans. So instead of having to model a zebra cross, or if you want to model a pedestrian, like say traffic symbol to go or stop, or like say like it is a signal here, you don't have to model them time and again. You can use this like add-in, purchase this add-in from AutoCAD, connect to the App Store, and then this will automatically create the traffic sign plans for you. All you need to know is the design aspect of where to place what sign, how to control the width of the road. You need to know the design, and the drawing part is made simpler for you with certain add-ins. And then if you are looking at certain aspects, it lets you to convert your drawing into a 3D aspect. Or if you want to area object link, it's an application that helps you to plan or hatch area to
Girish, I'm so sorry to interrupt. There are like
yeah.
two questions. One is from Vikas. It's like how to design a multi-floor high-rise structure in AutoCAD.
Okay, how to design a multi-floor high-rise structure in AutoCAD. AutoCAD modeling is quite complicated for a multi-rise high-rise structure. You can create a 2D drafting elements for multi-level structure. You can create let's say like model for first level plan, second level plan, or you can create a 3D space